Hello, my name's Andrew. I'm a music producer and a long-term anxiety sufferer. Each week, I'll be uploading a video to this channel, Anxious Andrew, talking all things anxiety. Today, I'm talking about therapy. Who needs therapy? Do I need therapy? Isn't therapy just for crazy people? Won't seeing a therapist reduce me to a tearful, quivering wreck? Yes, sometimes. How on earth do I even find a therapist? If you have ever wondered about any of those things, then keep watching. This video is for you. It is very common to think that only people who really struggle with their mental health need therapy. People with severe mental health problems, people suffering from horrendous trauma, or soldiers suffering from PTSD. Well, yes, all of those people will certainly benefit from therapy, but I would argue that basically everyone could do with some therapy. Everyone has suffered some level of trauma in their life. Everyone develops their own pattern of thinking, which they think works perfectly well for them, but there will be room for improvement. You might arrogantly think you've got it all sussed out. If that's you, then that arrogance could be a problem. If you don't experience at least a small amount of self-doubt, or find life even a little bit overwhelming at times, then you most likely have your head buried in the sand, which isn't very good for your mental health or your ability to breathe. We humans are a complicated ball of emotions. A good therapist will be able to unravel all of that and help you see things more clearly. It's not about knocking you down or picking you apart. It's about helping you become the most balanced and content version of yourself. The absolute worst thing that could possibly happen by having therapy when you don't need it is that you end up sitting through your session, talking about how great your week has been, and then you get up and you leave. It is very likely that part of your therapy is going to be discussing things that have upset you. If you're anything like me, then yes, you will become emotional in your therapy session. Just remember that your therapist will have seen a lot of people crying. They will have seen people upset for all sorts of reasons, from something as trivial as burning the dinner to something really traumatic like losing a family member. Your therapist will not judge you. I'm sure you won't be able to say anything that shocks them or surprises them. Also, even after my most emotional therapy session, I've always left feeling lighter and happier. I've never opened up the floodgates on something and not been able to recover. The Mind website has a very good section on finding a therapist, which I have linked below. Your first port of call will be to get a GP referral. Book in to see your doctor and discuss what has been going on with you and why you think you need to see a therapist. GPs used to be awful at dealing with mental health problems, but they are getting better, and nowadays they'll be keen to help you. They can refer you to a therapist, and they can also help you find and take any medication that could help you. A lot of areas now allow you to self-refer to see an NHS therapist. Check online to see if you live in one of these areas, and if you do, you can simply fill in a form online, and that will get the ball rolling. If you are in education or you work for a big company, then therapy may be provided for free through them. Check with your HR department and see what's going on. It could be a very quick and easy way to start speaking to someone. Private therapy is probably going to be the quickest way to get going. It also allows for a high level of choice on your part. You can research and find exactly the sort of person you want to see, rather than simply being assigned to someone with no choice of your own. This perk obviously comes at a cost, but a good therapist will offer reduced rates for people on low income. It is also common practice to allow you a free taster session, which is a great way to start and to see if you think you're going to get along well with your therapist. Online therapy is taking off at the moment and is perfect for someone who can't leave the house or someone who struggles talking face to face. Just dig around thoroughly to check you're actually going to be put in touch with a qualified professional therapist. There are all sorts of weird and wonderful types of therapy, but you are most likely going to be put in one of three areas: cognitive behavioral therapy, psychoanalysis, or integrative therapy. Cognitive behavioral therapy, or CBT, is by far the most common. This focuses on how you think about things. CBT works by retraining your brain to think in a different way. If you're thinking in a dysfunctional way, this could be the cause of your problems. And if you can straighten that out, then your feelings and behaviors will improve. Psychoanalysis is the kind of therapy you see in films. It comes from a Freudian angle, so is looking for the unconscious meanings behind behaviours and feelings. This is the sort of therapy used in hospitals for very, very unwell people. Integrative therapy is a blend of all types of therapy. The therapist will pick and choose things that they think will help you the most, rather than tying themselves to one approach. In the past, I have seen quite a few CBT therapists all through the NHS. CBT single-handedly put a stop to my obsessive-compulsive disorder. There is no way I would have been able to move on from obsessive-compulsive disorder without it. Picking apart exactly what I was thinking and why it was unhelpful, wrong, and dysfunctional allowed me to ultimately drop all of my OCD behaviours. At the moment, I see a private, integrative therapist every fortnight. These sessions allow me to dive deep into who I am, why I think in a certain way, why I act in certain ways, how awfully self-critical I am, how self-sabotaging I can be. Unpicking these problems and holding them up to the light allows me to let go of them and move on from them. I can't imagine I will ever stop having these sessions. Even if they end up happening only a few times a year, I think it will always be beneficial for me. Thanks for watching. I hope you have found this video useful. If you would like to get in touch with me about anything at all, please email anxiousandrewchannel@gmail.com. See you on the next one.